我还没有真的想他是 predator, but I answered, I said, why do you want to know? And then 他就笑死。Hello， 大家。
Hello，
Hi。很快的就是父亲节了，爸爸节 ，Yeah， 所以我们就想说，今天有一个 special episode， 就是来 talk about fathers and Father's Day, celebrate Father's Day. I'm going to put the spotlight on you. What do you think is the most rewarding thing about being a father? What's the best thing? Okay, what's the best thing about being a father?
我觉得能够把你们两个孩子平平安安的抚养长大。
Was that difficult? Were there doubts along the way?
你知道 Vincent 2岁的时候就已经把这个头上就缝了6针在这个地方。
Yeah, that's right. 他爬那个 couch 嘛，然后 drop 到那 hit the glass table right here.
Yeah.
然后就要去
缝6针哈。然后他为了追那个鸭子，然后就跳到那个湖里面去跳，然后满身这样臭臭的。所以你说养孩子要把他平平安安养大，还真的是不容易呀。
我比较容易吧，女生比较容易，那些都不是我做的事情啊。
你呀，
我是不一样的挑战，
你的挑战真的很大。
OK， 好了 ，Moving on。我有想到，我刚刚有想到，我觉得父亲的角色 in my life, I specifically thought of one incident， 就是说。父亲是 protector, right? 然后父亲会 like set boundaries and stuff to protect the family. And I remember, this is interesting, 就是 I was probably like 14 or 15, 然后那时候我才比较多接触网络，然后there's like online games where you can play a game live with other people around the world. And I remember I was playing this one game online, you know, and I was chatting with people. I don't know who these people were, but it was like an escape room kind of a game. And I remember it was like kind of scary and kind of fun, and I was really intrigued, and I was like chatting with these people while I was playing. And I remember this one guy I was chatting with, and he kept asking me questions, like, and it was getting more and more personal. And I was like, this is very interesting. And I had nothing really crossed my mind about it. I was kind of intrigued, honestly. I was like, oh, somebody's interested in me. You know, I was only 14 years old. And then 晚餐了，妈妈就说吃饭了。And I was like, oh, okay, I need to pause my game while I should 吃饭. And literally, like, that day, just at dinner table, Baba, you brought up a topic. You're like, hey, Vincent, Melody, 你们知道吗？现在有这种 online predator. 你们真的需要非常小心。有的时候这些人就是装扮成你的 friend online, and they'll chat with you and they'll ask you your personal questions, and then you like shared this one story of maybe about like how this girl was like kidnapped or something. And as you were saying this, I didn't tell you guys at the time, but as you were saying this, I was like, oh my gosh, I think I probably just encountered somebody like that online. And so after we finished dinner, I went back to the game, right? And then that person was still there, and then this time he asked me a question, and我还没有真的想说他可能是 predator, but then he asked me a question, he's like, oh, so where do you live? And this time, instead of like just answering, I just asked him, 我还没有真的想他是 predator, but I answered, I said, why do you want to know? And then 他就笑死。他就没有再回我了。And then after that, I was like, oh my god, I think he was a predator. Why did he stop talking to me? Like, I think if he was just like someone my age and just being like, hey, where you live? I'd catch up, I'd be like, why do you want to know? It's like, oh, nothing, just keep chatting about the game, whatever. Like, but they still be interested in the game, or at least they still be in. But he wasn't. He was just like, after he asked that question, and I said, why do you want to know? He just stopped talking to me. And I was like, that's strange. That doesn't sound very like innocent, you know? And so after that, like, honestly, 我就常常会想到你讲的话。
你还第一次跟我们讲这个，
我都不知道嘞。
I thought I mentioned it a couple years after, but like that did happen. And then so I think that and then like 有几次 I don't remember other times specifically, but like 爸爸的角色就是 protector. 然后你有时候你会讲一些话，你自己不知道，但是其实孩子都有听进去。然后你不知道你讲的那个时候就是刚好孩子需要听到的。And then 就刚好可以保护到孩子不要去做一些事情。So 我觉得父亲角色真的很好。I think in my life 真的是有几次你有讲过的一些警告跟话，我听进去了。我之后回去看 I was like, wow, I think you really did save me. Like
其实做父亲的很重要一点就是要常常去肯定他的孩子 affirmation让这个孩子里面有安全感，有感觉被爱。通常一个女孩子长大的过程，如果没有从父亲那里得到爱她会从外面去找。的确很容易就会被这些 predator 把他们给骗了。
Yeah, very true.
我也是真的觉得我们的爸爸真的很先进，就是他很会涉猎很多真的是平常人不会去注意到的事情，但他都会有概念。
Yeah, and I think you made a good point. 就是爸爸很先进，right? And like 就是现在其实世界是科技and like everything 都发展的越来越快。And I think sometimes what can happen is 如果父母亲没有跟上，但是孩子都是活在这世界里面，你不知道他现在面临的是什么。如果父母亲没有跟上 and you don't know like what's out there， 你很难去保护你的孩子。但是我觉得爸爸做到的很好是 you've always been like quite the forerunner， 就是在科技上and like a lot of things， 然后不是只是这种危险的东西 even 就是有趣的东西你都会带回家跟我们去讨论，然后我们就觉得说 wow like 爸爸学的好多，爸爸知道的好多。 And then so we also learn and we grow and integrate into the world. It's like that rule of the first impression or whatever. It's like 像有一些 animals 它如果出生它眼睛打开第一个看到的它就会认为是它母亲。 So like even like a duck, I think it's a duck or something， 如果一个 duck 一起来看到的就是一个人在那里 cause like a farmer， 那个 duck 可能就会以为那 farmer 就是他的妈妈 and then they'll follow you around， 而不是 follow 他真正的 mother。 So the first impression, the first imprintation is so important。 如果现在第一个 imprint 你孩子这个 topic 或者这个 idea 是你， then you get to determine how the child then sees the world from then on out。 他怎么去面对这件事情。 For example, like sex education. Like if you're the one to teach your children about that, then 他们比较容易会有你的价值观来看这件事情。但是如果今天他们第一个眼睛被打开的，然后打开他们眼睛的那个是他们的老师，那老师的价值观就 will imprint on them。And anything you say after that will be a reflection of what the teacher said, not what you say. You will not override what the teacher said because the teacher made the first impression. 所以现在学校他们很想要 target 越来越年轻的学生，所以我觉得父母亲现在活在这世界最好就是like stay on top of what's going on in the world， 就是你的孩子接触的东西，然后你不要害怕去讲去讨论。 It's just like talk about it with your child and don't be afraid of dealing with it， 就是你不要把头埋在沙底下。所以我觉得爸爸做得很好，就是你没有把头埋在沙底下。 I feel like you've always been like very like forerunner and like open-minded， 所以你很敢去跟我们孩子，就是我们家人去讲这些东西，让我跟 Vincent 可以知道 like what's going on in the world。 然后其实我们第一个知道的人也就是从你。 And I think that actually was like the biggest blessing, at least for me. Yeah, 我不是从朋友听到，我不是从老师听到，我是从你听到的 and that makes all the difference. Yeah.
我觉得我很高兴的一点就是说我跟妈妈我们从把你们抚养长大，我们不是在一种威权的方式管教你们这样，我一直都把你们当朋友看然后甚至你们的学业课业各方面学习你们想学什么我们都尽量 support， 但是我们也都不会去要求你们 要学这个要学那个，如果你们没有兴趣的，我们就会 let go 这样。因为我就一直觉得你们不是要来完成我们的梦。好，那个我们听那个 Danny Silk 有讲嘛 ，Directing Vision Daily。好，那个是那个 vision 不是我们对你的 vision， 是上帝对你的 vision。所以我也很高兴你今天能够这样子成长啊，也看到神的心意在你们身上开始呈现出来。我觉得我做一个父亲我就非常满足了。
刚刚你有提到一点，就是你把我们当成 like friend. I think there's like a balance, right? 因为也不能 friend 到说没有父母亲的资格或者那种 respect. So it's like, but I do also feel like you guys are my best friends, right? So it's like a balance. Just at the same time, you guys are my best friends, but you guys are also definitely like my parents, and I have to listen to what you say, right? Yeah.
Melody 是一个很顺服的孩子，
我超级顺服。我是那个第二个儿子，就是第一个儿子会说 OK 好的我去，然后他都没去嘛，然后我是那个我不要去，但是后来我还是去。
Always.
Okay, last question for Papa. What advice would you give to 一个年轻的男生 or I don't know, maybe girl, 就是 about being a father, 就是如果他以后要做父亲，或者女生要找丈夫，what sort of advice would you give to a young man?
To a young man 其实我觉得啦，receiving 这个 father's heart 不是在乎年纪。其实我也看过还蛮年轻的这些 young leader， 我觉得他们里面有很深厚的这个为父的心。他们会去带人，会去愿意牺牲自己去帮助人，这样子去 empower。 我觉得作为一个父亲就是去 empower 别人然后能够说出别人的命定而且去成全就是作为一个父亲最好的就是能够看到他的儿女们那真的不是在乎年纪，不是年纪所以我会鼓励这些年轻的这些弟兄们或姐妹receiving the father's heart 去成全，去祝福，帮助他们的孩子长大成熟。我自己要先长大成熟然后我也能够去鼓励后进这些年轻人。我觉得这个就是一个做父亲最大的满足，就是说孩子你比我强，连耶稣都这么讲了。耶稣说我所做的你们也要做，还要做的比我更大的事。能够讲出这句话的人就是有为父的心的人。通常一个人他会很怕他的后面的人会追过他，会比他好，像扫罗他就很怕大卫比他好但是如果你是一个父亲，你就会希望说你比我强是我的荣耀，你是我的荣耀。
所以做一个好父亲要先领受阿爸天父对我们的心的那个爱，我们要先领受到，然后第二就是我们要更多去给别人，去帮助别人，而不是只是看自己想自己
我觉得像爸爸他能够有这个父亲的心我觉得也是被孩子 promote 出来的不管是你跟 Vincent 还有爸爸的一些属灵的孩子这样子去 promote 这个爸爸。我觉得国瑞以前可能就是我们还有很多的不确定也不觉得自己好像可以承担很多的不确定但是这些孩子们去看到了所以我会说现在如果鼓励我们的年轻人去尊荣你的父亲，尊荣你的属灵父亲一旦你看见了，我觉得那个双倍的祝福，以利亚、以利沙这种双倍的祝福会临到我们的下一代我好盼望。
对，尊荣对，看见，然后接待，双倍的祝福。
好，所以祝福所有的父亲们，父亲节快乐！希望这一集今天有祝福到大家。
Amen。
呀，好，拜拜，
拜拜。